This looks like a job for Superman.
Hey everybody, Rez the Collector here with another action figure review. And this is one of the big ones that everybody's been waiting for since the preview images were shown way long ago. This is, of course, the San Diego Comic-Con 2014 exclusive DCUC Doomsday in his burial suit. Now this is, let me just start out by saying, a massive figure. We're going to do some size comparisons once we get him out of the box, but before we do that, I wanted to go ahead and take a look at the packaging he comes in. Let's start with the outer shell box. Now anybody who knows the Superman number 75 is going to recognize this image. The book came out in two versions. There was the standard version and then there was the bagged version. The bagged version, of course, came with the comic. It came with the armband and it came with a Daily Planet newspaper stating the death of Superman. Now, when this came out, I had a choice. I could either get 2 copies of the standard edition and bag one right away and have one to read, or I could get one of the bagged. I got 2 of the standard edition and bagged one right away. I do still have them both. Of course, one I have a little card inside of it that states that it's never been cracked, never been opened, and of course the other one was well loved and well read. I remember just that huge, that fold out scene where Superman's laying there in Lois's arms, and you know, he's like, did I do it? And of course any Superman fan knows this comic book. I don't have to go play by play on that. You know it, you love it. That's where this image comes from. Now they kind of used 2 different images from the Doomsday storyline. They used basically the beginning and the end of that first story. Now Doomsday, of course, did reappear in later books, of course, after the return of Superman, and then into the Superman Doomsday Hunter Prey, another great series. That was a 3-book series, very good. I've got those, of course, as well, because this was way back in the 90s when your old pal Rez the Collector was still collecting comic books. But this is the end. This is the death of Superman, the death of Doomsday, and death of Superman. So that's where this image is coming from. Now, well, actually, let's just take a quick look. As you can see, we just got a nice black side here. On the back, we've got a very nice write-up. Now, if you'd like to go ahead and pause and read that, please feel free. On the side, again, a nice black, that wonderful S image on the front. On the top, just Doomsday in that nice black and red lettering. And, of course, on the bottom, we have our customary information. So very cool. I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. Of course, this is going to be a display piece. And I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm going to be looking for a second one of these at Chicago Comic-Con, because the exclusives, they always hit, of course, San Diego, and then a lot of the dealers, they pick them up and they bring them to the other cons. To people who can't get out to San Diego to, you know, see if they can get them at the other smaller cons. Now, the prices that they're going to be charging, I have no idea. And I was initially going to be looking for this for myself and another good friend of mine, but he was looking for it before, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up because I found a really great deal on him, and I didn't want to miss that great deal and then pay out the freaking wazoo when I got to Chi-Con. But if I can find a decent price on him again at Chi-Con, I will definitely be picking him up again, just strictly for a display piece, because Mattel went all out on the box. You've seen the outer shell. The outer shell is awesome in and of itself, but then we have the inner shell box. And that's what you can see here. And this is just amazing. This is Superman the Man of Steel number 18. This isn't the first appearance of Doomsday. That happened, God, I think it was 17. Might have been Man of Steel 17. It was a Mixolis Plitalik issue. And I remember it's got a Metropolis sign on the front. I have it, of course, because that's the first true Doomsday. But this is him full on out, where he's breaking out of the funeral capsule thing that he was put in by the Keltons. So this is the cover of that issue, and Mattel, like I said, they did such an amazing job, down to the breaking. As you can see, he's breaking his way out, and this is not just a sticker. This is actually carved into the box, as you can see here as well, where that second hand is hitting, and it goes all the way around. You can see here on the side, it's also embossed there. So that they just did amazing on. I can't get over enough how just flat out awesome that this figure is. Of course, we have here at the beginning, or at the bottom, the beginning of the end, Doomsday. We've got that Superman, Man of Steel from Superman number 18. We've got that breaking up just like it was on the cover of the comic. On the side here, we've got the Welcome to Metropolis sign. You can see here we've got broken walls and damage. We've got the Superman logo down here. On the back here, we've got another write-up. Again, let me bring that in. And if you'd like to go ahead and read that, please feel free. It is a little cut off, of course, the way they designed the box. And you can see here Doomsday, an awesome image of him. Of course, it's not the figure, it's just a drawing of it. Just amazing. We've got the cable coming out here. We've got the signature edition wording here at the top. So just amazing back of the box. On this side, we've got more damage. We've got a fire hydrant. We've got water coming out. We've got buildings destroyed. Of course, anybody who remembers that comic's going to remember that Metropolis took a beat down between the behemoths, between Superman and Doomsday, just battling it out. Punches were shattering the windows of buildings for blocks around, and just an epic battle. So again, we come back to the front of the box. On the top of the box, of course, we've got the DC Comics logo and the Mattel Signature Collection logo. And then again on the bottom, we've got that standard information, safety, the Superman logo, Mattel logo, and whatnot. MattyCollector.com, of course. So there we go, guys. There he is in the box. We're 7 minutes in, and I haven't even gotten him out of the box yet. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this. I'm going to get him out of the box, and it's like going to kill me to take this guy out of the box. Oh, one more thing I wanted to show you. Kind of hard to see because of my lighting, but you can see there in the background behind Doomsday, we got Supes flying in, and maybe we'll get a better look at that once I get him out of the box. But let me go ahead and pause this and get him out of the box. We'll take a great look at him. We'll do some size comparisons between him, some other DCUC figs, and just some other figs I've got sitting around here, just to get a look at just how huge he actually is. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back. Got him out of the box. Before we look at anything else, I want to go ahead and show you a little bit better now that you can see since he's out. You can see Superman there flying in the background, and we've got a lot more destruction of Metropolis in that box. Very cool box. Mattel really went all out on that. Alright, size comparisons. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to take an in-depth look at the figure itself. Now, let's start with, it is a DCUC figure, so let's start with a DCUC Superman. This is, of course, the DCUC Superman, and as you can see, they finally got the scale correct. Superman is just dwarfed by this Doomsday. The figure is just massive. As you can see, excuse the bumpiness as I pan down here with my tripod. The figure is just massive, and he should be. Doomsday was just this gigantic killer beast, and this is how he should be depicted. So awesome there to see finally a great scale Doomsday. Now I wish that either Mattel or DC Collectibles, maybe with the new Doom storyline, maybe they'll give us a truly scaled Doomsday, like they've given us the Dark Side and the Solomon Grundy and the big Lex Luthor, the Swamp Thing. Maybe they'll finally give us a correctly scaled Doomsday. I really hope so. I know there's some people out there who have gotten some customs on it. Customs are really expensive. I do a lot of my own custom work, but for a figure this size, I'd have to get something like a Hulk or something like that in order to do that. Now, let's go ahead and move Superman out of the way here, as he is just not in this league right now. Now, speaking of Hulk, Let's move him real quick too. You can see here the Barbarian Hulk I've got here. This is a Marvel Select Barbarian Hulk, and Doomsday is just a little taller than him, and I think that's just because Hulk's just a little hunched. They're almost exactly the same height, actually. Now that I'm looking, I've got them on level. They're almost exactly the same height. So anybody out there who has the Marvel Select Barbarian Hulk, that is a great size comparison to Doomsday. They are incredibly close in size. Really, I think if I was ever going to do a custom Doomsday, I'd actually think about using this Hulk figure, because he is kind of perfect, even down to that armband on his left arm kind of matches up with the suit there. We could do kind of like a ripped up suit and have that matching there. So yeah, actually I might see about picking up another one of these Hulks and see if I can improve my sculpting skills a lot and maybe do a custom Doomsday to get the proper size. That would be amazing. Don't hold me to that, because my sculpting would have to get a lot better. Alright, so there we go. Let's take Hulk out of here. Now let's compare him to another DCUC, and this of course is Wave 17, I want to say. Wave 17 Build-A-Figure Anti-Monitor, and as you can see, he's got the Anti-Monitor beat. And Anti-Monitor is a big figure. I mean, anybody who's got this guy knows that this is a big figure, and Doomsday has got him by what would be, you know, in real life sizes by like 5 inches, 6 inches, you know. So big figure, but Doomsday has got him beat. And the last one I want to compare him to is, of course, Doomsday. And this is the DC Direct Superman. Is it just the Superman card? It's just the Superman carded. And this came out 2003, 2004. And this is a large figure for that set. I mean, it still wasn't a true Doomsday scale, but in putting him next to another like 6 or 7 inch figure, I mean, this is a little shorter because it's a DCUC, but even compared to the Superman figures, he was a much larger figure. But of course, again, this DCUC Doomsday just dwarfs the hell out of him. And God, I really want to do that custom now. Can you imagine this size? You know, taking that Hulk and making it this size, and that would just be amazing. All right, guys, let's get into the bread and butter of this review, and that is the in-depth look at this big behemoth of a figure. Now, I'm going to move the tripod a little closer here so I can have a little bit more room to maneuver. All right, start from the head down. Of course, anybody who's familiar with the burial suit, this is extremely comic accurate. Now, one thing that always bothered me, and I can't remember, it's been 20 years since the death of Superman came out, 22 years, something like that. I can't remember if the bone protrusions grew out of him after he busted out of the suit. Because obviously the suit is not depicting those on his body, and they must have grown. It's been so long, and of course looking at that DC Direct figure where he's obviously got the bone protrusions, obviously that's not depicted here in the suit, so they must have grown after he busted out of the burial suit, and that may have been with Doomsday's evolution. Of course, he evolved after something killed him. He evolved beyond whatever had killed him, so that thing didn't have a chance of killing him again, and that might have been part of his evolution, breaking out of the suit, and he evolved with the bone spikes. But as you can see, he's got the nice goggles on here, which is very cool. Of course, we've got a very nice movement on the head. That's about as far up as you're going to get. You got a decent amount down. Of course, you can do some tilting to the side a little. Whoa, he's doing the splits. He's getting funky. He's getting a little funky there. All right, we can do a little bit of side-to-side motion, and of course, true side-to-side there. So good movement on the head. Before we do it, let's just go ahead and do a full 360 on him. As you can see here, we've got the really nice look here on the armor, and if anybody who remembers originally when he first gets out, he's only got the use of the one arm because the other one was kind of back behind his back, and it was inside here, kind of pinning it there. You can see we've got the really nice tubing here. We've got here, and then we've got the large one coming down the back that's coming down into wires. I think they could have done a little more paint work on the wires, maybe given them, because I believe they were colored. They're colored on the box. So they did just go with the matte silver. You're not going to understand that for time's sake and cost effectiveness, but they did do some nice shading here on the back with the difference between the silver and this dark gray here. So very cool here, very comic accurate, getting all this tubing and everything here on the suit. Coming around, one of the things I disliked most, I mean, I liked the burial suit, but one of the things I really didn't care for it, especially like later in the fight, was this just generic belt here going around his waist. And you can see that here on the DC figure. Just kind of a generic belt once he was more in his full-on bone-armored Doomsday mode. I mean, I could see the aesthetic for the actual burial suit, but kind of just a generic looking belt going around there. And then, of course, coming down into what actually ends up being shorts, we've got the two metal bands here coming down. Again, we've got more of that tentacle thing going around here in the leg, coming down into those big green boots. And, of course, coming around, getting that full 360, getting that full look around here. Just awesome, awesome figure. All right, let's take a look at some more of that articulation. Of course, he's got some standard DCUC arms. He's going to go up, he's going to go out. He's got a full ball joint. He does have bicep rotation. He's, of course, got the elbow there, and he's got wrist rotation, which is very cool. Not really any kind of bicep or ab crunch. It kind of looks like, you can see here, like there should be one, but with everything that's on here, that's not going to permit there to be any kind of ab crunch going on. Now, of course, we've got the same articulation with the other arm. We've got some tubing here, which really isn't prohibiting much. Again, we've got that bicep swivel, the elbow, and then the wrist. We come down into some standard DCUC legs. We've got really nice movement. Sorry about that, guys. I filmed with my phone and my wife called, so a little bit of break there. We were looking at the legs. We've got really nice forward and back, kind of blocked by the butt piece here. Of course, it's a standard Mattel leg, so we've got full-on splits that we can do. We do have some mid-thigh rotation right here under the what ends up being the shorts. We, of course, have got a knee, which is very nice, and then we've got a really nice ankle rocker. We can go side to side, and then, of course, we've got back and forth. Now, being a large figure, I'm not going to mess with his legs too much. Oh, and we've got a waist rotation as well. I'm not going to mess with his legs too much because being a large figure with those ankle rockers, he could definitely loosen up and end up being a real pain in the patoot to stand. But there you guys have it. That is just an amazing figure. The sculpt is amazing. You can see like the veins in his arms. You can see his hands. We've got really nice muscle definition. Really nice on the hands. All the suit here is really, really nice. I really love the shading they did between the shiny silver and that matte gray finish. Like I said, very comic accurate, at least from what I remember on the suit here. A lot of those pipes and the tentacles coming off of it, very, very nice. Just a fantastic job that Mattel did on this. I really, really love this figure. I'm really happy that they got it out. I'm really happy I was able to pick it up. And like I said, I will definitely be looking to pick up a second one just as a display piece because he looks just fantastic in his box. And now the hard part comes of I got to figure out where I'm going to put this guy. I mean, he's definitely going in the Superman cabinet. But he is so huge, I got to figure out where exactly I am going to put him. And that's half the fun of collecting, is figuring out your displays. So guys, I want to thank you all for watching. I know a lot of you are waiting for this figure, and I'm probably just killing you now, just getting to see it and not getting to enjoy it yet for yourselves. I really hope everyone who's picking it up gets them real soon in the mail. Really got to say, the guy I bought them from eBay, great job. He mailed it on the 29th. I got it on the 30th, and that's a ship from California, of course. So that was amazingly fast shipping. I got to jump on and give him some awesome feedback. Because that was really quick. I pulled out, I was leaving for work yesterday morning, and I opened up the garage and backed my car out, and I look, and it's sitting there on the door, and I was like, no, that can't be. I was like, did my wife order something? Because that can't be Doomsday. It can't be. He just shipped him yesterday from Cali. And I got out real quick and grabbed him, and sure enough, it was him. And I left yesterday morning around 10:45 or 10:30. And I had the late shift. So knowing that he was sitting in my car all day was killing me. Anybody who's my friend on Facebook, you saw that picture on my last break. I couldn't help it anymore. I ran out to the car and I opened him up and I took a picture. There's kind of leaning against my dashboard and the mess of my car and all my failed scratch-off tickets, my wonderful get-rich-quick schemes. But he's an amazing figure. I know a lot of you, like I said, are waiting for him to come. Anthony, ODC, Stuart, I know that you're definitely picking him up. I'm pretty sure Jared's got him coming. So all you guys that have him coming and all you guys that are thinking about picking him up, good luck to you. Hope he comes quick. Again, guys, thank you for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and you have a great day.